Bi'ur Mishnah Vav. Oh, so we finished with the Shekalim. We know what was done with the Shekalim, half a shekel that every Jew left. But besides the Shekalim, there was other money that used to come in. Now we're going to discuss what would happen and what's the rules of all the other monies that used to come in. Hamakdish nechasav. Somebody who donated his belongings, his estate. For example, somebody passes away, is rich. He says, when I passed away, I want my house to go to the temple. I want my cows, my herds, my businesses to go to the temple. Whatever it is. Hamakdish nechasav lamikdash. He says, I want to donate it to the temple. Now, he has the right to say to which part. He can say to this, to this. So, usually, it might be for sacrifices. Yeah? But this guy didn't say. He just says to the temple, I'm giving it to the temple. Vestam hekdesh lebedek habayit. If it wasn't stated what it was used, what it's for, it means the upkeep. That's what it means. It means the upkeep of the body. You have to pay for the upkeep. Whatever upkeep means. We don't know yet exactly what upkeep means, but the upkeep. והיו בהן דברים ראויים לקורבנות ציבור. Now, he's got big, he has his house, he has his herds. All of a sudden, you've got thousands of sheep. You've got hundreds of bulls. Can you use this as, in other words... Oh, so let's see. I don't think that's what he's saying, but the idea is also that question. What is it? Now, most probably he wanted to bring on the Mizbeach. Yeah, most probably.
The guy. Maybe.
Most probably. So he says, if you want to, like you say, can you sell the sheep and then buy gold for it for the Holy of Holies, if you wanted, or it's preferable to bring the sheep? That's our question. Yeah. והיו בהם דברים ראויים לקורבנות ציבור, כגון קטורת. For example, Ktoret. This is the guy from the family that used to make the Ktoret, and he's got a batch in his house. And he says, here donation. So now the question is, what do you do? Or סממנים שעושים בהם Ktoret, or at least spices that you make from Ktoret, and that spices might be very expensive. So what do you do now? Go sell it on the market or give it to the guys to make Ktoret? That's the question. So it says it's preferable to what? Inatnu le'omanim. So it says you're allowed to give it to the umanim. You're allowed to use it as payment. העובדים לצורכי המקדש בשכרן, for their work. והם מתחללים על שכר המלאכה ויוצאים לחולין. And now these animals now become חולין. ואחר כך חוזרים ולוקחים אותם מהם. And then retake them. כמפורש בסיפה of the previous Mishnah. In other words, it's almost like the Ktoret in the previous Mishnah. Okay. You want to reuse it. You don't want to resell it and use it for another purpose. That's the idea. This is according to whom? This is Divrei Rabbi Akiva. This is according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. הסובר שהקדש מתחלל על המלאכה. That he thinks that hekdesh, that holy things, you can transfer it over to make it chulin, to make it mundane through paying the artisans. שנאמר ועשו לי מקדש. Because it says, and make for me mikdash. And the word make for me mikdash, it means you have to pay artisans to build the temple. In other words, it's still part of the, you're not transferring the money. You're allowed to have such a transfer in money. You're not allowed to go business with it. But such a transfer, it's allowed. שתהא המלאכה נעשית מן ההקדש, that the work can be paid from the money, from the holy money. אמר לו בן עזאי לרבי עקיבא, so Ben Azai tells to Rabbi Akiva, אינה היא המידה. It says, no, this is not the way it works. אין מידתך זו שווה למידה האמורה לעיל במשנה הקודמת. It says, Rabbi Akiva, I don't understand you. In the previous Mishnah, you had a different opinion. You didn't allow us to do such tricks. And now you allow us to do such trick. במותר הקטורת, in the extra of the קטורת, וראוי להשוות מידותיהם של שני העדים הללו. In other words, when it comes to the Ktoret, you had to buy and do the whole thing. You remember what Rabbi Akiva you said? To make it important. You should also make it important over here, just as important over there. In other words, there's no difference in the holiness of Hekdesh is Hekdesh. So Rabbi Akiva probably holds, maybe you can tell him back, no, Ktoret is a special Hekdesh. It's an extra holy Hekdesh. So not every Hekdesh is the same level. It looks like Rabbi Akiva holding. Rabbi Azai says, no, Hekdesh is Hekdesh. What do you mean? This is holier than this? Everything is Hekdesh. The rules of Hekdesh are the same. Rabbi Akiva says, no, Ktoret is more special than all other Hekdesh. And the problem is on Rabbi Akiva, not on Rabbi Azai. He has to show why did he think that Ktoret is more special. Okay? אלא מפרישים מהם, but you take from them, מאותם הנכסים, שכר האומנים כמבואר לעיל. You do this whole convoluted way, we learned in the previous Mishnah, ומחוללים אותה את הקטורת, או סומני הקטורת על מעות האומנים, and then you say that this קטורת transfers over to the money, and the money transfers over to the קטורת, and either you use the קטורת, you remember the whole thing.
Now it's rolling and you take it.
ונותנים אותם לאומנים בשכרה, and then you give it to the אומנים as a reward, כמבואר לעיל, like we explained in the previous Mishnah, במותר הקטורת, in the extra קטורת, שכן לדעת בן עזאי, אין הקדש מתחלל על המלאכה. In other words, you can't do it straight, like we do it over here. You have to do it, if it's הקדש, exactly like you did with the קטורת, that's the way you have to do it. וחוזרים ולוקחים אותם. And then you're allowed to, only then you're allowed to retake it. את הקטורת, או סתמני הקטורת מהאומנים, you're allowed to retake it from the artisans. מתרומה חדשה, from the new coins that comes in. במעות של התרומה החדשה, כמבואר במשנה הקודמת, like it says in the previous Mishnah. In other words, don't use the same money, use new money to buy the old money, because it's too bizayon, let's call it. It's not respectful enough. פסקה אחרונה זו היא לדברי הכל. This is according to the old opinion, כמו שכבר דובר לעיל, בדברי רבי עקיבא, והלכה כבן עזאי. And the halacha keben azai, which means that Rabbi Akiva didn't prove, yes, the burden of proof is on him to show why Ktoret is different than everything else. And it looks like I don't know. Rabbi Akiva, exactly. Rabbi Akiva has his, he still says, guys, I'm right, you're wrong. Exactly. Because they're the majority. Very good.